shocking and it was unprofessional, but he didn't care at that point.
I just recall thinking like, wow, that's just so rare.
Mhm.
And I had covered him in an entire case beforehand, and he was completely professional and very likable. And I just remember feeling very different after that.
We all thought she was going to be convicted. And so I think that we could see a little bit of, not desperation, but some hopelessness with the defense at that point. And so I think he had just had it at that point.
I will say I did have that little inkling that she wasn't. I mean, I was surprised when she was not convicted, but I completely understood it because it was a prosecution full of puffery. I didn't think that they had convinced me that she was some Manson-like, murderess. I thought it was a terrible accident that had gone awry and that she had done a terrible cover-up, but they asked for something much, much more.
Exactly. And, it's funny. I think you and I had a few conversations during all the breaks in court. And I remember, there were people who were tweeting at the time. That's what the prosecution has. And I thought, well, if one of the jurors is thinking the same thing, Casey could very well walk.
I'm so excited that you decided to be part of the Judgment show, which is premiering this week. Thank you for that. And your insight is terrific. I wonder if you can give me your 20 years from now assessment on what the name Casey Anthony will invoke in the average American.
I don't think Casey Anthony's ever going to go away. I think it's always going to be, we're talking about Lizzie Borden 100 years later. Casey Anthony is this millennial's Lizzie Borden. Her name is always going to be there. To the day I die, every time I hear about chloroform, my mind's instantly going to go to Casey Anthony, and I'm not alone. I think about 45 million people watched some of that trial. This isn't Law and Order. This was a real trial with sidebars, dry testimony sometimes, and people were watching. So that's 45 million people who were invested in this case. And I would guess that of those 45 million, the vast majority thought she was guilty and were all shocked when she was acquitted. So we're going to be talking about this in 20 years. We're going to be talking about this in 40 years. And it's not going away.
True crime resonates because it is true drama. It's the truest of all dramas. Steve, thank you. It's just always such a delight to talk to you.
Love talking to you too.
So, Vinny, you heard that. We're going to be talking about Casey Anthony for the next 20, 30, and 40 years, so you're just going to have to deal with it.
I was doing a little math. 45 million minus 12, so it was 44,999,988,000 people all believed she was guilty, except those 12.
I think we need to get those 12 on your show, and
sure.
We need to have an hour with them in a round table. I actually would be so fascinated because it's justice. It's the way it works, and we're always curious about how it works and sometimes how it feels like it doesn't.
Let's talk about Sunday, 8 o'clock, Sunday, the new show, Judgment.
I will, but first I just want to say Steve Helling's big story is going to drop tomorrow on people.com, so make sure you tune in and check him out. He's just such a prolific and fantastic crime writer, and Judgment is coming, as the graphic says, Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. It's the new documentary series, Vinny, and I guarantee you have probably covered every story that we're going to look at. We've got these hundreds of thousands of hours of court TV archives with the cases that this network has covered over the decades, and we're using them. We have culled them. We have gone through every little moment so that you don't have to watch hundreds of thousands of hours. You can get the best of